Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Felita Daniel, your life coach and your source for information and inspiration. My mission is to empower and encourage you to live your life with passion, power, and purpose. So we are continuing our series studying the universal laws. And on today's video, we're going to discover the law of cycles. And the law of cycles states that the world of nature exists within a larger pattern of cycles, such as day and night and the passings of the seasons. The seasons do not push one another, and neither do clouds race the wind across the sky. All things happen in good time. Everything has a time to rise and a time to fall. Whatever rises falls, and whatever falls shall rise again. That is the principle of cycles. You know, just as the principle of cycles states, we can look at and evaluate and analyze our own lives and just kind of determine exactly where we are currently in our own lives. So you can look at your life, and we can use the metaphor of the seasons. We can look at winter, we can look at spring, we can look at summer, and we can look at fall. All of those seasons come to help us transition from one season to the next. And no matter who you are, we all deal with the ebbs and the flow of life. That's just the way life is. And so when we look at winter comes along to kill and take away and remove a lot of the bugs and things like that was there from the summer season. And then, of course, when the spring comes in, the spring is a season of newness. It's a season of freshness. It's a season of evolution. We're coming into a new cycle. We're coming into a new season. So it brings a lot of joy. It brings a lot of happiness because you're coming out of the winter season into a new season, which is spring. Because many times when we're in the season of winter, most times it's dark, it's gloomy, it's cold, and we don't have an opportunity to get out and enjoy nature as we normally do in the spring and the summertime. And sometimes when it comes to fall is a shedding away. Okay, and when it comes to the shedding away, you can see the leaves, how the leaves start to turn, and then of course the leaves start to shed from the trees, and that's a new cycle for us as well. It's shedding away the old season. And when we go into the winter time, of course, that's when changes come for us as well. So as we go through our lives and we look at where we are currently in our lives, we can sometimes evaluate and use the seasons as a metaphor for our own personal lives to determine where we are. And so just as the law of cycles says that whatever rises falls, and whatever falls shall rise again. So this basically tells us that you can't continue to stay in the high place all the time. It's life presents us with the ebbs and flow, and we have to learn how to deal with those seasons and where we're in. And just as the law of cycle also states that the seasons do not push one another. And sometimes when we're in certain seasons, like sometimes when we're in the season of fall, and sometimes when we're in the season of winter, it's sometimes not always a very desirable place. Because in the fall, we start shedding, we start losing and doing away with the old. And then when the cold winter comes in, it's killing off of everything. It's killing off everything, all of that old stuff. So we have to look at our lives just the same way because it's cycles that we go through. And so many times when we're in a fallen place, or when we're in a darkened place, or season in our lives, we want to sometimes try to push through it. We want to try to manipulate the process to push us through and so that we can get through it and see ourselves behind it, or get rid of it, and to move through that season as fast as we possibly can. Well, we have to understand that we have to learn to take our lessons from nature. We have to learn to go with the flow of life, because many times when we're in specific seasons, it's for a reason. It's always for a reason, and as the law of cycles states, all things happen in good time. So we have to understand that every season that we're in is specifically for a good reason. So here are some empowering questions to help you when you're going through those different seasons of life. So here's the first question: where am I? What season am I currently in my life? So when you evaluate where you currently are, you can ask yourself, am I in the springtime? Am I in the summertime? Am I in the fall? Or am I in the winter? And you can look at the seasons and just kind of determine exactly where you are based upon where you are currently. We can use those seasons as a metaphor. Here's another empowering question. If I'm in a fallen state or an undesirable season of life, how am I coping with this season? Am I trying to push it and try to rush through the season? Because nature does not do that. Nature does not do that. So if you're in that sunken place, or if you're in that fallen state currently, there are lessons that you must learn during that season. So you have to ask yourself, what are the lessons that I need to learn during this season of my life? And what am I resisting? Because if you don't learn the lesson, you're going to find yourself constantly repeating that same lesson over and over and over again. So it's important for you to understand where you are and get the lesson before you move on. Okay? Because if you don't, again, you're going to repeat it all over again. Here's a third empowering question to ask yourself. Am I preparing myself to rise and pull myself out of this fallen place, or have I just basically accepted comfort? Okay? Because if you're down in a sunken place, you have to be able to look up, because if you can look up, you can get up. I always believe that. If you can look up, you can get up. So there are some things that you may need to do to prepare yourself to go into a new season of your life. You may have been planning a lot of seasons, so that season of preparation is preparing you for the springtime so that you can reap a harvest. Because if you have not sown anything previously, you won't be able to reap anything. So that's another empowering question. Am I preparing myself to rise and to pull myself out of this fallen place, or have I just basically accepted comfort? And then the final empowering question you want to ask yourself: what steps do I need to take to rise up and leave this place of complacency? What steps do I need to take to rise up and leave this place of complacency? Many times we are so busy, we don't take time to just be still and just sit down and ask ourselves these empowering questions to help us overcome and move to new levels in our lives. So ask yourself, what steps do I need to take to rise up and to leave this place of comfort? Because the more comfortable you are, you're going to find your life and you're going to find yourself stuck and stagnant and not growing. And none of us are here to stay stuck and stagnant. All of us are here to continue to grow and evolve and to move to new levels. Okay? So these are some questions, some empowering questions to ask yourself to help you move past some of those seasons in your life that may not be desirable, and to help you spring forward and to have an abundant life. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I absolutely love those thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please be sure to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload my new videos in the future. And also, if you're interested in working with me as a coach, please be sure to go to my website. I will leave the description in the bottom of this video. Okay, I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Felita Danieli, your life coach. Until the next video, take care, take charge, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.